Can you come a little forward to just reduce the gap? Yeah, the headroom. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Are we recording? Yes. Welcome to the Marketing Crystal Ball IPL versus Elections Showdown. I'm Preeti Hoon, and today we are diving into the world of finance marketing with a special focus on two of India's most electrifying events. Joining us is Elizabeth Venkatraman, the Executive Director Marketing at ShriRam Finance. With an illustrious career at Kotak and now at ShriRam Finance, Elizabeth brings a wealth of experience and innovative thinking to the table. Shriram Finance, known for its conservative approach towards media use and brand building, stands at a pivotal moment. Today, Elizabeth will share how her experience from Kotak can be a game changer in navigating Shriram Finance's brand presence. As Shriram Finance aims to expand its reach and deepen its impact, particularly in rural and semi urban markets, Elizabeth's strategies could redefine the brand's engagement with millions. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe this episode. And now let's welcome Elizabeth. Welcome.
Thank you for that very, very warm welcome and such a interesting introduction. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're getting on to this insightful journey with you, Elizabeth. The first thing first, with your extensive background at Kotak, now that you are at Shriram Finance, how do you plan to enhance the brand's presence and customer engagement?
I think it's a very interesting question because it's a 50-year-old brand and very quiet performers. They built a very large business, so it's a beautiful story waiting to be told. So I'm very, very excited to be working on this.
Okay, and how do you intend to strategize for Shriram Finance's more conservative brand building approach?
I think that is something that's been a strength. They have focused on building the business, and the time is now right to figure out the next phase of growth. They've recently gone through a merger, and we see there's the problem. I'm saying they, so you'll probably need to edit this bit. We have gone through a merger a year ago, and we are at a very interesting time. I think that's something, some of those things are set to change as the ambitious growth plans are getting finalized for the next few years, and brand will be an important part of it.
Okay, sure. And given Shriram Finance's focus on rural and semi-urban markets, what kind of initiatives, according to you, can deepen its market penetration and customer acquisition?
So I think that the strength is relationships. My early observations are the Shriram Finance and the group's strength is in the strong customer relationships that are there. So
Okay.
it will have to be built from there to consolidate that, to build that into a future model. That will be one. The other will be to make sure that some of the things we think of can work with that segment in mind, because we serve the common man and sometimes the underserved. And how do we make sure that, whatever we do appeals to that segment and continues to forge the strong relationships the business already has and enhances it, deepens it, um, makes it more into the future and continues the way it has been built in the past. I think those are the some of the things that
Right.
we will have to work on at marketing. The other is everything is digital, even in those markets now. You see everybody with a smartphone, with with connection, with connectivity. So some of the strategies will also have to be digital. So with
Sure.
that's the broad perspective with which we are looking at it, and of course we will now have to go deeper and build those models.
Like you mentioned about digital, it's so sort of crucial in the marketing mix now that it's almost unavoidable. So, is digital marketing playing a crucial role during events like IPL and elections, according to you? And do they really make an impact at a level which is unimaginable? And what specific digital marketing strategies you think work the best?
This is a long debate which has been going on for some time in the marketing community, in the business communities, that TV versus digital on IPL, which I call our own Super Bowl, right? I mean, there is so much of excitement around the Super Bowl in the US. I think there is that much excitement about IPL in India. Cricket is
Right.
religion, and you have that kind of viewership during that period. So it's a marketer's delight in that sense. But also, it puts a lot of pressure
Yeah.
um, on us because it has to break clutter, it has to make an impact because and in a short period of time, because all of that is cost economics, all of it has to work, and it has to translate something for the brand. But I do think that from the past, brand awareness can go up, even if some of that can convert into business. All of that is possible because IPL is a very strong property. um, in terms of digital, well, the tricky question is how much on television and how much on digital. The digital channels are being watched. There is a place in your life because you it's not on an appointment. It's not appointment viewing. You can watch it in your own time. You can be in, it sort of helps you be mobile, go anywhere and continue to watch, stay in touch. You could switch an instrument. You could do so many things.
Yeah.
S- I think that the power of the mobile, which we see in so many other areas, will play a large role. And one of the digital, I think Geo, of course, gave it free. The last one was free, right?
Right.
So, yes, so that can be very, very attractive for India because you do have to go about your work. You do have to go about your life because it spans a sort of 2 month period. So, given that there is a clear place for mobility, because you can't, it's not a one-time viewing, it's not, it's over a period of 2 months. I think that it's going to be significant a shift in one who watch only on TV and the other who watches on both based on where you are, how your life is at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Some who are pure digital. And I remember seeing some of the commercials,
Yeah.
some of the good ones last year, and they really talk about the kind of flexibility it gives you while watching. And there are all kinds of consumers, some
Hmm.
who really don't want to be bound by anything. And that's most of India today. So yes, it will continue to be a combination, and mobility will definitely choose digital.
Sure. And how do you think tech has played a vital role there when it comes to digital side of things? Do you think that things are changing faster than a marketer can catch up to those?
I think the faster it changes, the bigger the opportunity for the marketers. I think
Okay.
there is a strong correlation. The better the tech, the more confident, the faster the tech, you have a story to tell. So marketing, it's all about having something to market, something good to market, some story to tell, right? We're all about storytelling. And the more powerful those stories are, the better your brand will be, you know. So, and technology for the new generation is trust. If they see something working well, then they trust that. If they don't
Okay.
see it working, they say, okay, ye to bakwas hai. So
Mhm.
the thing is that technology is trust, and trust is very important for all brands. And so the digital part of the business will continue to face, you know, sort of, I would say, challenges and opportunities if technology doesn't support the interface, which is what consumers will judge you by. So in
Right.
the new age, technology will play a huge role in building trust, or uh, what do you say, biting away at it.
Actually, that's very
Yeah.
interesting. The way you've put it, like technology will play a very crucial role in building the trust. That will stay with me for a very long time, Elizabeth. And can you share your thoughts on creating innovative marketing campaigns for high-profile events such as IPL and elections? Like, what are your thoughts around like certain innovative marketing campaigns that show short work, and these are the key to to unlock the potential of the massive reach.
So there are no formulas, because all the formulas, first of all the, there's so many brands on it. It is so expensive, but for a reason. And therefore the whole thing about cutting clutter, celebrity usage, all of which also gets done. So if everything is being done at the highest level, the challenge for the marketer is now to beat that, right? So one of the things we did a few years ago is to use IPL anchors in our commercials. So it almost mirrored a match. So that was one of the
Okay.
strategies. Give as an example to it was a guerrilla sort of strategy, which sort of
Hmm.
gave it a different flavor, and people took a, hey, what's happening here? So
Right.
I think that those kind of things will continue to happen because the best agencies and clients and brands are at it, right? And if you don't, then you can't stand out. You will be another
Hmm.
participant in the big show, but what will it do for you will continue to be a challenge. So this, you will need to innovate, continuously innovate. I've given you one example, but there are so many other examples that brands have shown us, which needs to be continued with.
Sure. And how do you generally measure the impact and ROI of marketing initiatives that you indulge in? And what metrics or indicators do you believe are most critical in the assessment?
So brand awareness and spontaneous awareness in consideration is a track. So BFSI has a track, right? And most brands subscribe to it and measure it. And based on your input and whatever you've put in into the media, you can always see the results on what it has done for your brand. And specifically, you can go deeper and measure whether your creative had cut through, and whether you've been innovative enough to create cut through and what impact it shows in the brand. So that's very, very clear when it comes to overall. Social media, I think I'm a believer in that engagement is the best way to judge a brand, because everything else is, just because somebody follows you, they don't really see your ad, right? Everything is promoted. The algos are created like that. So engagement is probably the best metric there. And after that, I think that it's what you give, then see whether your business is also going in the same direction as the brand is.
Sure. And Elizabeth, it's also usually seen that, CSR projects gain more visibility during these high-profile events such as IPL and elections. How should a brand, according to you, align its CSR activities with its marketing strategy to enhance brand image and community engagement?
I think responsible business is what CSR ethos is about, right? And the brand awareness is more about, marketing is more about, creating brand awareness, preference,
Hmm.
reach, and finally, which and ideally results in business. I think they're two parallel tracks with two different souls and hearts. If they can meet somewhere, if the twain can meet, it's good. But I wouldn't, in the fundamentally as a purist, I wouldn't approach it like that. But if they could and they can run together and build a sort of intersection, that'll be wonderful. But in its pure form, I think CSR is intended to be responsible business and impact communities it serves in.
Sure. So you're saying that you would rather go for a full-fledged CSR activity than clubbing it with the IPL, like event like an IPL.
Yes, I would. I would. Unless there is a common ground and it can work in its purest and truest forms and still form an intersection. There can be that, but one will have to see how that really plays out.
Okay, interesting. So, what about marketing financial products during the IPL and elections? Their set of uh, the positioning, if we have to talk about the set of regulatory challenges that they have, how can a brand ensure maximum visibility and engagement during these events, like a financial product brand?
I think financial product is a little different from the what do you call, if you take a cola or a biscuit, or they're creating instant moments of they can be bought just on just, oh, that looks so good. It's top of mind. I connect with it. It's a little
True.
different. I think financial products are built on trust, and there is a longer funnel. There is trust consideration, and of
Yes.
course some financials as well, which is also part of it. So it's not necessarily purely emotion. There will always be a rational component that follows that. So it's very important that we do it in that way, and find that very meaningful way to connect with consumers. It cannot be in any way. Sometimes just for some of the categories, they enjoy the power of not having to be always meaningful. You don't have to be. You can take the liberty to be a bit light, but that's the little bit of the difference for a financial services product, because there is your money, and it means much more sometimes, because you're putting a lot at stake, and therefore you need to have some way of meaningful connect and responsibility while doing it. That's one. And the second is, which then you'll have to be very clear about your outcomes, your intended outcomes from what you're doing. It won't be, it's probably it's brand awareness, consideration, and finally, which results in some conversions. So you'll have to think through how you're going to build the full funnel um, before you do something. So
Sure.
you'll have to make sure. And elections is a slightly different ball game compared to IPL. It's just viewing of the joy of cricket, right? There it is very interestingly different kind of emotions which play in elections from the play of IPL. Although you're on some, you've got some emotion on both sides, they play very differently. So the way you would do a campaign there, while there's a lot of eyeballs, your interest is in following the final outcome. And
Okay.
therefore, it's like the final outcome, like the final of the IPL, will have
Yeah.
disproportionate viewership.
Yeah.
And the interim viewership may be a little different.
Hmm.
You may just catch the headlines, whereas IPL you may want to watch. There are purists and people who enjoy just enjoy cricket, and not so much on the end, but they enjoy all of the process as well. So it's very different. So I think that the characteristic of both needs to be very well understood and immersed by the marketeers, so that you are making your you're not, it's not pest power, you're not using pester power, but you're merging well with both the events in their natural habitat and characteristics, and
Right.
create your place there, rather than creating pester power. I think that would
Okay.
be the challenge for most marketeers in both events.
So as a marketer, tell me which one is bigger for you this year, IPL or elections? If you had to choose one.
Oh, world's largest world's largest democracy is getting its elections, and and you have cricket, which is a religion. It's a tough choice, but I would go with cricket.
Oh, okay, interesting. But even though we have elections, Lok Sabha elections once in 5 years, then also you will choose IPL. We have that every year.
Yeah, I think because with
Okay.
the election, some of it will be packed towards the end. The interest will come in not in the run up, but in the final outcome. I think people will be more interested in the final outcome, and
True.
then the analysis after that. But this I see because marketers are also about duration. All
Hmm.
the 2 months, and some into before that, and it's an annual feature well looked forward to, and emotions run high. I think that it will give a fairly strong competition to the Lok Sabha elections.
I see. I think that was a great conversation, Elizabeth, quite spontaneous and candid with you. And as this comes to a close, thank you so much for joining in. It's clear that her strategic vision and innovative approaches are set to steer ShriRam Finance in the days ahead. Well, Elizabeth, thank you for sharing your invaluable insight and outlining the exciting marketing strategies that could be, handy for ShriRam Finance. And your expertise and forward thinking are truly inspiring for both the financial sector and marketing professionals alike. To our listeners, we hope this episode has provided you with a deeper understanding of how strategic marketing can transform brand engagement, especially during pivotal events like the IPL and elections. If you found a discussion enlightening, please like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Thank you for tuning in. The marketing crystal ball, IPL versus elections showdown. I'm Preeti Hoon, encouraging you to keep exploring, innovating, and pushing the boundaries of marketing within your industries. As we have seen today, the landscape is ever evolving, and staying ahead requires not just creativity and innovation, but also a keen understanding of your audience and the ability to leverage key events for maximum impact. Join us next time on DMA Brandmasters, where we will continue to unravel the mysteries of marketing, providing you with the insights and inspiration you need to lead your brands into a successful future. Until then, keep making waves and transforming the way the world sees your brand. Goodbye and see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope I can see the edit once because I'm new here. I'd like to just see it once before approving it.
100%. I'll ask Vatsal for this request.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.